Welcome to the revolutionary world of Roland CDX-1 DiscLab. The CDX-1 is the first product that lets you record, mix, and master your music directly to inexpensive CDRW discs. In fact, the CDX-1 is a totally new type of workstation. Part digital multitrack, part phrase sampler, part CD burner with powerful mastering tools. It's the perfect way to start with your own musical ideas and end up with a great sounding CD of your music. First and foremost, the CDX-1 is an 8-track recorder with a very simple user interface. Plug in a microphone or a guitar, choose your track, and you're ready to record. And of course, the CDX has all of the powerful effects you'll need to make your music sound great. But the CDX-1 is much more than just a recorder. It also has a phrase sampler, where you can load in great sounding drum parts or other loops directly from .wave CDs. These CDs are available through music stores or the internet and contain professionally recorded drum loops or other grooves you can use to help you create great sounding songs. And stay tuned to this video to see how incredibly easy it is to make these phrase loops work with your own musical ideas. After you have assembled your song, then use the CDX-1 to mix and master your music to audio CDs. The CDX-1 even has a specially designed mastering processor to give your music a professional sound. The stereo CDs created on the CDX-1 will play on any CD player and are a great way to get your music out to the public. And finally, you can even use the CDX-1 as a standalone CD burner. Just plug in a cassette deck and make professional sounding CDs out of your old tapes using the mastering tools. Or plug in a turntable and make custom CD mixes from your favorite LPs. There's never been an easier or quicker way to get your musical ideas directly to CD. The CDX-1 is designed to let you work the way you want to, from the first musical inspiration to the final CD itself. Now let's hear how it can help you make great sounding music from the point of view of a songwriter, a guitarist, and a remix artist.
As a professional singer-songwriter, there's one thing I've learned. If you want to make it in this business, you've got to get your music heard. And there's only one way to do that: put your music on CD. Roland CDX-1 DiscLab is designed to help you do just that. Part multi-track recorder, part CD recorder, the DiscLab gives me a simple, effective way to put my songs together and burn them to CD. The most revolutionary thing about the DiscLab is that it records multi-track digital audio directly to CDRW. The DiscLab mixes down your music to blank CDRs so you can play your songs on any CD player. If you're still handing out cassettes, it's time to make the switch. The other great thing about the DiscLab is how very easy it is to use. As a musician, I need a system that lets me record my music quickly and easily without a lot of techno hassle. Let me show you how I'm using the CDX-1 to record one of my songs. This tune is based around an acoustic guitar riff, so that's what I recorded first. The inputs let me plug my acoustic guitar in directly and start jamming right away. I use the onboard rhythm guide to give me a reference for the song's tempo and feel. The rhythm guide syncs up automatically with the CDX-1 when I begin recording. Next, I found a couple of loops from a sample CD that matched the feel of the song, and I recorded these to the DiscLab's sample pads. From these, I created rhythm tracks for the song. Since I recorded my acoustic guitar riff using the rhythm guide first, the riff matches my sample tracks perfectly. Now I'm ready to lay down the rest of the rhythm section. I also plugged my bass, keyboard, and other guitars right into the CDX-1 and recorded track after track. When it's time to add vocals, it couldn't be easier. Just plug in a mic, use one of the built-in vocal effects, pick a track, and record. I'm stranded on the avenue. The trees cut off, I lost my way. With up to 8 tracks of playback, there's plenty of room for detailed arrangements. The CDX-1 phrase sampler also gives me ways to create unique parts for my song. Here I've used the phrase sampler to create my background vocals. I even used the DiscLab's internal effects on one of the vocal phrases. Are you happy? Now I'm ready to begin mixing down my song. The built-in digital mixer allows me to add reverb and delay to all of my tracks, in addition to panning and EQ. When the song is finished, I can mix it down and burn it directly to CD. Making a stereo master is as easy as pressing the mix down button, then hitting play. The DiscLab does the rest. I'm a songwriter, not a mastering engineer. But that's okay, because the DiscLab even takes care of the mastering for me. Built-in mastering tools give my song a professional, polished sound. I just tell the DiscLab a little bit about the style of my song, put in a blank CDR, and press the CD burning button. Minutes later, I have the finished product, a CD that's ready to play on any CD player. Whether I'm on the road or in my living room, I can sketch out, record, mix, and burn to CD an entire song all in one unit. And best of all, when I'm ready to start a new tune, I just grab another CDRW and get to work. With the CDX-1 DiscLab, it's as fun and easy as that.
My thing? Playing guitar. My band plays a lot of club gigs on a regular basis, and I really need something to sketch out new song ideas. Thing is, when I have new song ideas, I want to get them recorded as soon as possible. The DiscLab is easy to use. I'm convinced Roland definitely had us guitar players in mind when they designed this thing. It even has a dedicated guitar input, so say goodbye to your direct box. Just plug in, use the built-in tuner to tune up, and play. It's got killer guitar effects too. They sound great. Check it out. That's Roland's 24-bit digital signal processing you're hearing. Get guitar amp modeling from the company who invented it. Got a tune in your head that wants to get out? Watch how easy it is to record. Now, here's a word of caution. It's easy to get carried away since there are over 100 different guitar presets to play with. I mean, you could literally spend a whole day just checking out the sounds. Next, we can fire up the rhythm guide. Now, I'm retiring my metronome. As far as musical styles, don't worry, you're covered. There are over 65 different styles to try. So now I'm ready to play. It's pick a track, press record, and press play. It's simple. So, okay, now I need a bass track, but my bass player is nowhere to be found. No problem. The DiscLab has built-in bass guitar modeling. So now my guitar sounds like a bass. You see how easy this is? And you can use the same trick if you need an acoustic guitar. That's right, the DiscLab even has acoustic guitar modeling built in. So let's check this out for the drums. I pulled some killer loops from the sample CD. So now I've got the world's most in-demand session drummers playing on my tracks. Not only is the DiscLab easy to use, it's fun. I'll turn these drum loops into a drum track for my song using the pad sequencer and then bounce them over to the multi-track part of the DiscLab. So here's a drum track I just created. Now I can mix it along with my other tracks and burn this to a CD. I can also use the pads for looping rhythm guitar parts as well. Check this out. That's one that I created earlier, and this is going to come in handy for tonight's band rehearsal. Finally, digital mixing, recording, and CD mastering made quick and easy.
As a professional remix artist, I've made a career out of creating loop-based remixes. But I'm on the road a lot and I can't always be in front of my computer, so the CDX-1 is perfect. I really wish Roland would have made this years ago. It's got all the right sampling and sequencing tools I crave, plus a CD burner as well. Check this out, 8 phrase pads and 64 banks. That's 512 phrases right under my fingertips. I can sample from dot wave CDs, regular audio CDs, or even by plugging in a microphone. I get 43 minutes of sampling time with a fully expanded DiscLab. Playing the pads is a blast. Check out the cool crossfade button to blend smoothly from one groove to another. Don't have enough fingers? Use the hold button to lock phrases in, so then you can build up your mix one pad at a time. This thing will have you building loop-based grooves like an expert in no time. Now the real fun starts. I can morph my phrases into oblivion, squeeze, stretch, or reverse phrases for some interesting effects. For my favorite trick, 2 loops, perfect in every way. But the BPMs don't match. I can fix this using tempo match. I tell the DiscLab which 2 pads I'd like to match up, and it does the rest. Now that you've created all your phrases, then you can use the pad sequencer to put them all together. It's as easy as playing the phrases in real time while the pad sequencer is recording. Or you can simply press each pad in the order you want them to play. Watch. Here's pad 1, pad 2, and pad 3. Here's how easy it is to sequence. Let's see, I'd like 2 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these, and let's finish up with 3 of pad 1. This is easier than ordering fast food. Okay, here we go. Now, with the perfect rhythm in place, let's add something a bit more organic. I can use the multi-track section of the DiscLab to give my sequences a human touch. Just plug in a microphone and record vocal embellishments of your choice. So what happens to all this work when you're done? Just take the disc out. Everything I did is on this disc. All my phrase samples, sequences, and vocal tracks are stored on the CDRW for safekeeping. I don't have to worry about maxing out the internal phrase pad memory, because even that gets stored on the CD. Here are some samples and a sequence I worked on months ago. Now I'm ready to resume work on this project. With the CD recorder built in, I can take all my projects and burn them to CD, and then play them at parties and clubs. Or I can even remaster all my old analog mixes right to CD. The built-in mastering tools gives each mix a finished, mastered sound that would have cost me thousands of dollars to get from a professional mastering studio. There's even a preset designed especially for mastering from vinyl records. What about transferring records directly to CD? Yep, it does that too. So check out the DiscLab. If you need a music composition tool that combines phrase sampling, multi-track recording, mixing, mastering, and CD burning, look no further. The CDX-1 does it all.
With all this power, the CDX-1 is the ideal music assembly and recording tool for the songwriter, a guitarist, and a remix artist. Roland CDX-1 DiscLab. The places it takes you are extraordinary.